What's up, everybody? Welcome to my Press X Let's Play of Megaman The Legacy Collection. This is one of my 2015 Game of the Year watch type things that I've been doing, and this is one of the ones that I'm most excited about, and I will probably be doing many a Let's Play from this game. So anyway, we'll hop right in. Looking at the collection, you have a music player, which gives you the tracks from all the games, which is nice. You have a challenge mode, which is your basic high scores, a whole bunch of different challenges from boss rushes to just a remix of certain levels where you'll be running through one level and then you hit the end of a ladder and it brings you to another level completely. And it's just these remixed versions of the game, basically. And they're all the high scores and, you know, finish it in a faster time to get a different rank, whatever. Then the star of the show is the 6 games. These have been not remastered, but in a way fixed. So if you have the Anniversary Collection, those games aren't the core original games. They're like emulated, and they don't have the perfect imperfections that these games have. The slowdown has been fixed in a lot of those. Making a jump in one of these may be different than making a jump in one of those. The flicker's different. There's just all these different things. So these feel genuine to what those games felt like when you're playing it on the NES. So minus the controller, it feels really, really good. So we're just going to hop in. I'm going to hop into Mega Man 3 and just kind of show you around this game a little bit. So you get these backgrounds, which are fine, I guess. You can hit the touchpad, or I imagine it's the options button on the Xbox, I'm not sure, and it'll bring up this menu. You can do things like change the filter on the game so that it actually puts the scan lines on the screen. You can put it to a monitor, which is what I use, which makes it look like an arcade cabinet, and then you can make it full screen, widescreen, and you can toggle on and off the border. Here it is. So you can just have on the distracting picture if you want. And so this is how I personally like to play it, but maybe you're different. So let's go ahead and I'll just fight Top Man. I guess I'll run all the way through his level. I'll beat him, and then I'll hop into another game, and we'll take out another boss. So you can already see, or at least I hope you can see, how different this is than something like the Anniversary Collection. Just much more true to the NES. And all the slowdown, the flicker, like you can already see, it feels like it's taxing the hardware, even though this is a PS4, which is a positive. I know a lot of people may not think that's a positive. They're like, why don't they fix the game? And it's because this is how the games were made in a lot of senses. And they use these hardware limitations to their advantage. Some of the game is not dependent on it, but it was just designed with that in mind. So it's nice to have the option to have these games like this. Plus, apparently, I don't know too much about it, but apparently this was a challenge for them. Like, they found some sort of technology that allows them to preserve these old games that otherwise wouldn't be preserved in their original state. So anytime that is the case, I'm okay with it. I know the biggest question is, so why isn't 7, 8, 9, 10 on this list? And it's just because they're not NES games. They can't use the same technology to get those the same way that they could. I'm sure they could have put 8 and 9, or sorry, 9 and 10 on here because those are fake 8-bit, but I don't know. I'm okay with this and then them doing more collections. I would love to see them them give whatever it is they're using to everybody and have them all released. I want a Castlevania collection. I want, just everything. All those NES games. So we're just going to keep on trucking through this level. This is, it's so true to the original. And it's funny. So I went through, I played Mega Man 1 through 6 all in one sitting. And you can really feel the improvements of everything when you sit and go like that. Like, you can tell 1 felt a little rushed because 1 was a little rushed. 2, like 3, which is this one, feels like they got a whole bunch of stuff that they wanted into this game, and then it was really, really hurting the optimization of the game. And you can feel all of that while you're playing through them all in a row, which is something you may not notice if if you just pick up one and play it and pick up another one and play it. The only thing they added to the game is a rapid fire button, so you can't change your weapons with the shoulder buttons or anything like that you could in previous incarnations of the game. It's back to the original, you gotta pause it, all this stuff, so just a heads up. So anyway, we took out Top Man. That was that fight, so let's go, I guess you do quit, yep, and then we can hop into another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into... Mega Man 2 is the one everybody loves, so I guess I'll hop into Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 is not my favorite Mega Man, and I am a huge Mega Man fan, and that is like, to a lot of people, I actually like 3, followed by 6, followed by probably 2, 5, 4, 1. Though when I went back and I replayed Mega Man 1, I actually enjoyed it thoroughly, as opposed to, when I used to play it as a kid and I hated it. Yeah, I went back, I played it, and I really, really liked it. Most of it's because I now know the the elect beam pause trick, where you keep hitting pause and it resets the hitboxes, and you can destroy most enemies in 1 to 2 hits, and it makes a very, very difficult game a lot easier. It's kind of like the easy mode of that game. So we'll fight Metal Man here. Most of these fights aren't too bad. So we're just going to keep hopping and switching games, just to kind of show them off, show how they run. You can see all the flicker. The character may be flickering so fast that he's borderline invisible at that part. I don't know. So I hate these things. I just kind of... whatever. I'll let them hit me. I like to play Mega Man. I don't play it to not get hit. I know that I don't really play it to speedrun it. But I just play it to get through the game because I thoroughly enjoy them. So if I die, I die. If I, get hit and I have to run through an enemy, I get hit and I have to run through an enemy. I don't like shut off the game and restart it. I'm not that hardcore, though. I know people that do. So you can already see the difference. We kind of went backwards, so that may have not been the best way to do it. But you can already see that 3 had so much more going on than this one, and you could tell it was taxing the hardware, as I said. But we're going to play Mega Man 6 in a little bit, and you'll see how it feels like they nailed it for that one. They got all of the awesome stuff, and that game runs beautifully, especially compared to some of these other ones. But for some reason, that's one people don't like. I never really understood it. I think 6 is incredibly underrated. Okay, so I died. I guess that would have been a good time to states work. I was thinking about it, but I didn't. So this game does have save states. You can hit the touchpad at any point, save your game, and you can save up to 1 per game, I believe. So I think you can have 1 in 6, 1 in 4, 1 in 2. Though don't quote me on that because I always play them all the way through. I guess I'll find out when I do the next one. But so now if I die, I can hit that pause button and start from where I died. It's kind of like the Shovel Knight approach. They made a difficult game a little bit easier, a little bit friendlier to an audience that maybe isn't used to games that are this, mean. So you can set a save state there and then return to the game. And then if I were to miss this jump, I could go back and load that game. So we're just going to keep on moving, and the boss is right up here. So this is Metal Man. He gives you the metal blades, which if you are a Mega Man 2 fan, you know that it's by far that it just replaces your Mega Buster for 90% of the game. And if you're not a Mega Man 2 fan, the metal blades that you get for killing him replace the Mega Buster for 90% of the game. I guess I'll tell you some reasons I love Mega Man and some reasons it's so popular, just in case maybe you don't play Mega Man, maybe you're not a big fan or don't know anything about these games. Basically, it was a non-linear game, and by that I mean you're doing the same destination, you're going to the same places, but you get to pick the order that you do it in. And it was really one of the first games to allow you to do that, so you could fight the bosses in any order. They give you 6 in the first one and then 8 in all of the rest. So like here's the stage select. And whenever you kill a boss, you get their weapon. So I killed him, and much in rock, paper, scissors fashion, you can figure out who's weak to what and take them out. at least in the first couple. It works in all of them, but they stop kind of making sense because they run out of basic things to put into the game. But yeah, so it's a rock, paper, scissors style game that you can start with anybody you want and make the game as hard or as easy as you want by maybe not using their weakness. Maybe you don't want to use Woodman's leaves to kill Airman. Maybe you don't want to use Airman's wind to kill Crashman. Maybe you want to fight them all with the Mega Buster. Maybe you want to try to fight all of them with the metal blades that you can. Things like that. It lets you kind of choose your own adventure, and that was really unique back then. And it's just kind of a special novel idea that a lot of people stole from in present day. So let's go ahead and play Mega Man 4. Check out something from here. So this one, it's funny, this one was one of my least favorite. This one was actually my least favorite for a very long time, and I've warmed up to it in the past year. So it was definitely one that I just didn't care for overall. It was by far my least favorite, and I warmed up to it, and I think it surpasses Mega Man 1 now in my mind. Though, even though I talked about how much I didn't like Mega Man 1, I didn't like this one more. And it's funny, I like 5 and I love 3. 3's my favorite game of all time. And I'm not as good at 3, and I'm okay at 5. But 3 gives me problems to this day, and it's the one that I've played probably. So each of these games adds a little something. You've got the slide in 3. You could only jump and shoot in 2. Then you get the slide, and in this one you get the charge shot, which is expanded upon in later games to the point where the weapon's almost insanely good. So I'm going to go ahead and set a save point here just out of sheer whatever. And I always do this and try and make that jump, which I did, because you get a special little item if you go over here. Though it's not going to matter because I'm only going to play one boss from this game. But if I were to play more, this is the way I normally start the game. I make that jump without using the rush coil because reasons, and then I pick up that, which just gives you a little balloon item that you can float on, and it makes jumping over some pits a little bit easier. It makes your gameplay a little bit more stress-free, which is always nice. So I'm just gonna kind of run through all this. Got him. So, I mentioned the Rush coil. Rush is your dog. He appears in Mega Man 3, which is another reason I really like Mega Man 3, is they introduced Rush, even though he's incredibly good in that game. They neutered him a little bit for this one. And he is your dog companion, so you can summon him out and jump on his back, and he kind of gives you a boosted jump. You can also unlock a jet version of him, where you stand on his back and he flies you around, and a marine version that works underwater. So there's a bunch of versions of Rush, and he's in most of the other ones. They remove him sort of in 6, but they just make it so he combines with your armor, which is fine. It turns Mega Man red, and you get the abilities that you would have had. So I don't think you can charge your weapon when you're going through the gate in this one like you can in other ones, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Oh, I was wrong, because I just did it. So this is Pharaoh Man. I always really liked Pharaoh Man. I thought he was cool. You can beat a lot of the bad guys in this one with the Mega Buster. It's not too bad. But one of my complaints with 4 is I talked about how I like playing the games kind of efficiently, kind of just going through them, whatever. That involves getting hit a lot of the time. And since it involves getting hit so much, this game in particular would frustrate me, because for some reason in this one, when you get hit, it does almost 3 times more damage than any of the other ones when the boss runs into you. So it's the only one where you really want to get hit by the boss's weapon and not the boss, because if you get hit by the boss, he'll kill you in 3 hits. And that's all of the bosses, which is kind of frustrating. So yeah, we took out Pharaoh Man, and we could keep playing, take out Ring Man, take out Bright Man, but we're gonna quit and go head on over to we'll head on over to Mega Man 6 here. And this will be the last one I show you. So Mega Man 6, one of my favorites, very close to my favorite game of all time, honestly. It very much, I feel like, perfected the formula, though I do think this is the easiest Mega Man, but that may just be because I play them so much. Mega Man 2 is really easy too, but I play this one in particular a lot, so that may be the reason. But I'm just gonna run through Kill Flame Man and then call it a day. So these guys are really unique. They drop fire into the oil, and then the oil is on fire and will instant kill you, whereas before that you could just walk right into it. So that's kind of a cool little thing. It seems like they used a bunch of their ideas. You can already see the amount of just detail and everything going into all the stuff, all that flickering fire, and the game still runs really well. This was a very late NES game. In fact, Mega Man, like the Super Nintendo and everything, were out when this game was out, so it was incredibly late. But that's why it works so well. That's why it's so efficient at everything, is because they had so much time to work with it. So those guys also throw fire. They do the same exact thing where if you, if it lands in the oil, it'll light it on fire. So you try to take them out as quickly as possible, but you can't always do it like that. It's kind of hard to avoid. I think this one's the easiest, but it does have pretty complicated levels. It just has really simple boss fights. Their patterns are very easy, and when they're weak to the opponent's weapon, they're really, really weak to it. So we'll just take out Flame Man here. If I can charge my shot and hit him. So he just kind of jumps around and then does one of two attacks. He either sticks his hand in the ground and does that flame attack, or shoots just like that. So depending on which one he does, you just need to be standing ready to jump or not. I almost always just jump and then try to resituate myself and hope that he does the opposite one. But whatever. He's dead. And he actually gives us the rush adapter, so I'm going to go ahead and hop into another... I'm going to go ahead and beat Blizzard Man. See, this is what happens. I start playing the Mega Man games, and before you know it, this is just Kevin beats Mega Man. I do want to do that for you sometime, though. Go through and just beat all of them, but it won't be today. So we'll go ahead and take out Blizzard Man. So something else cool about Mega Man is that these bosses, I think, starting with 3, it may have even been starting with 2, but I'm pretty sure it's starting with 3, are all created by fans. So they would have kind of like commit whoever you wanted as your robot master, and they had a chance of getting in the game. And they're all, you know, Japanese accepted characters. Like, all of them were created by people in Japan. And this is the first one that had outside help in the designs. So one of these characters is actually created by somebody in the States, and I believe it was Blizzard Man. It could have been Wind Man, but I believe it was Blizzard Man. I don't want to be wrong. Also, each of these levels it represents a place. So, like, this is supposed to be Canada, I believe. They're just like, it's icy and cold. It's Canada. I hate this guy. Oh, wow. Okay, he's dead. The flame weapon that we got is actually one of the best weapons in this particular game. It's not quite Metal Blades of Mega Man 2 that just murder everything, but it is very, very, very good. Oops, I walked off screen. So these broken blocks are where Rush comes in. Here's the Rush adapters that I was talking about. He gives you the ability and you kind of transform. So this gives you the ability to break blocks and kind of punch, but you're really, really slow. But you do a lot of damage, but you have short range attacks. So it's a bit of a trade-off. I thought it was a cool idea though. But like I said, a lot of people just don't prefer the Mega Man 6 for whatever reason. If you don't prefer Mega Man 6, let me know in the comments down below. Why? What's wrong with this game? I don't understand. There's like a war that goes on between people between Mega Man 6 and 7 on which one's like the worst. Well, 6, 7, and 8. A lot of people hate 8 as well. I understand the criticisms with 8. I personally like that one too. I don't like 7. I think 7's pretty mediocre, but... so here's a little trick. A lot of people jump onto that next bomb, and then they jump and hit the other one. But then when you jump back onto that ice beast, you'll slide, and it's hard to keep control. So just jump over it, hit it, and then jump onto the bomb so you can jump up without it being too much of an issue. And there you go. That way you don't jump backwards and slide off, and there's nothing to catch you. At least that bomb's there to catch you. So let's go ahead and fight Blizzard Man. So I may get hit here because of how close he is. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of pummel him with this flame attack. I don't like my positioning, but we're still gonna kill him. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, geez. Okay. He did. I was very confident he wasn't going to roll, and then he rolled again, and I was like, oh dear. But we took him out. So anyway, this is Mega Man Legacy Collection, 6 games, $15, 100% worth your time and money and just everything. This is a great collection that I support. I know a lot of people talk about, why are you releasing old games? Why are you releasing old games? If they're... I don't care. Go ahead and release them. If I don't have them, or I want a nicer version of them, or I just want them all on something that's constantly plugged in, as opposed to having to hook up an NES to be able to play these games, I welcome that very much. So yeah, this is the Legacy Collection. Let me know what you think of it, and you will see this game again. I'm going to be playing through these games and doing Let's Plays of these games in the future. So anyway, be sure to like the video, subscribe, comment, tell me what games you want me to check out and play Let's Plays of, and maybe I missed some games in 2015. Tell me what they are, because I'm doing this Game of the Year search type thing, and there's some that I missed. I know I missed Ori and the Blind Forest. I gotta get back to that. I haven't played Arkham Knight. I gotta check that one out. So there's a couple that I've missed, but so far I think this is my front runner, though Shovel Knight is very close, and Until Dawn is up there too. So maybe we'll have an Until Dawn Let's Play. But anyway, as always, I'm Kevin McManus. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak with you soon.